ranked play. Gonna see how far we can get today. We're gonna take a look at that. Alright, 2 Chupacabras, a Contempt, a Reed, and a Branch Walker. Only 2 land in hand, and I go first. I think I'm mulligan here. 3 land, we're already in a better spot. Keep. 4th land on top. Gets me to Vivian on turn 5. I'll keep it. Or Vivian turn 4, rather. Alright, let's take a look at the elves. Take care of it. Boom! Blasted the elves with a shock. That's perfectly understandable. It's okay. We can bring in another... I will want some black mana at some point. Bring in the forest for the walker. Let's see how that goes. Yashino Pyromancer. Okay, so we're definitely up against some mono red fast stuff. Can't play the Chupacabra here anyway. I'm gonna swing in. My opponent can't do any fancy tricks to kill my dude, I don't think, being tapped out. So it's just an easy 1 damage. Hopefully I draw into a... What do I want to draw into? A Ranger, Jade Light Ranger. Pardon me. Alright, this one I pay the 2 life so I get the Chupacabra. And we're actually going to Chupacabra the Steamkin, because the Steamkin is the most dangerous between the 2. And I can swing in for a very exciting 1 damage. Very exciting. Fanatical Firebrand. Goblin Chain Whirler. Probably gonna want to get rid of that at some point. Ooh, and the Firebrand can now kill something. That's my Chupacabra. This is acceptable. Now, do I want to pay another 2 life for Vivian at this point? Thankfully, I don't have to. Here's the Woodland Cemetery. I'm gonna bring in Vivian.
Wild animals.
Creature with flying is the only type of creature I can destroy, so we're gonna dig for a Merfolk Branchwalker. I'm going to leave this here for a block. I don't know if I will block, but that might change his attack choices. There's the Lightning Strike. Man, that's rough. Opponent going to kill the Risk Factor. Taking 5 damage puts me down to 2. I'd have to draw into a Wild Growth Walker if I take the 4 damage. I think I have to take the 4 damage though, just to stop the steam. Okay. We're in a dangerous spot for sure, but I think we could pull out.
No one knows the wilds like I do.
Ah, that's rough. Okay. Overgrown Tomb is fine. It can come into play tapped. I have to Contempt here. Yeah. So we're going to wait for the opponent's turn, and we're going to Contempt the Chain Whirler, and if that's a shock or a lightning bolt or anything that deals me direct damage, I just lose. So we're gonna see what we can do. Now I have to decline here, make my opponent draw 2 cards, any one of which, or 3 cards, any one of which is likely to be a shock, which simply kills me. Wizard's Lightning, that's the game. Okay, we're gonna write down mono red. Okay, and I've lost once to mono red. Alrighty, that's our 8th archetype that I'm keeping track of here. Plenty of variety. Plenty of variety. A big thank you to Twitch streamer Scotty Nada for hosting. What goes first? I'll keep it. Alright, so we're going to bring in the, we're up against, looks like mono red again. We're going to bring in the, we're going to pay 2 life for the elves. Okay, kills the elves. Plays another fanatical firebrand. So do I offer up my next elves as well? I think I do. Okay, so I'm going to pay 2 life here, bring in both elves, and obviously we're ramping into something. So this is going to get my opponent really good and scared for all the threats that we don't have yet. There's a shock, and Firebrand's going to kill the other one. This is good. We're taking care of the opponent's board state, or my opponent's taking care of his own board state by himself. However you want to say it. Wizard's Lightning to the dome. Alright, I think here we bring in the swamp and use the ranger. Hopefully it gets bigger. Vivian! Can't play Vivian just yet, but that'll get it bigger twice. There's the risk factor, and I'll take the damage. Okay, here's my Memorial to Folly. Gonna bring in a Seeker Squire. Bigger, please. Nope, that's a land. Yeah, no attacks, please. So Overgrown Tomb can come into play tapped or untapped, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, Goblin Chain Whirler, good, good. We bring this in, enters tapped, and we cast down the Chain Whirler, but probably on opponent's turn. Find, we're gonna find the Ranger again, and Elves, why not? And I'm going to pass. No attacks. Pass. Cast it down. Risk factor, I have to give my opponent the cards here. Yoshino Pyromancer. Dangerous business.
Would you like to? You can't stop nature.
That's not where I wanted to be. It's not good. Bring in the Tyrant. Play the Elves. Not in a super great position here if you hadn't noticed. I'm going to swing in. Hopefully my opponent blocks. My opponent's not going to block. That was actually a bad choice because I could just shock the thing. And although if there's shock... Oh! Experimental Frenzy here is not positive for me. Yep. Experimental Frenzy. Yep, I just lose now. That was my bad. I shouldn't have swung in with that. That was my bad. Yep. Good game. Alright, so I need to play better against Mono Red because that's 2 losses against Mono Red. Two losses also against Mono Blue. So it's Mono Blue and Mono Red that I don't really seem to have a grasp on how to oppose. It's not a bad position generally, but I just have to learn how to play well against those decks. Where Golgari midrange slots itself in. I think this is a fantastic starting hand. I could use a second green mana, but generally speaking, this is pretty fantastic. I can't ramp with the elves. My opponent goes first. Maybe I'll draw a forest and I can ramp with the elves. We'll see. I'm definitely keeping it because Walker and 2 pieces of fuel. Good enough for me. Alright, I'm going to play in the swamp. Okay, definitely playing against Izzet. Opponent has no chance to counter the Walker here. Okay, didn't want the lava coil, which seems interesting. Oh, because there's already one in hand. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to play the Memorial to Folly. I'm going to play the elves here. If I draw a land, I can have access to Vivian next turn if the elves don't go away. And of course, this is another. It's kind of like bait. We kind of want the opponent to take away the elves. We'll see what actually happens. Interesting. Did not want Discovery. Crackling Drake, there we go. Vivian can of course take care of creatures with flying, though so can Vraska's Contempt. Just for tempo, I think I am going to bring in Vivian. Take out the flyer.
The wild wasn't meant to be contained.
Keep Vraska's Contempt for something that perhaps isn't flying. Although in the Izzet Drakes deck, most of the things are Drakes and fly. So we just need to have answers for those. So I'm keeping this as an answer. Vraska allows... Not Vraska. I meant Vivian. Vivian allows me to potentially draw Walker next turn, which I will want. As long as I keep taking out the Drakes, this is a favorable position. Hopefully there's no shock to Vivian. Okay, let's see what we get off the top. Pardon me. Branch Walker. I'm actually going to take... Ooh, Carnage Tyrant's exciting. I'm actually going to take the Forest here. And this will allow me to play the Llanowar Elves. So now I can play most things next turn. Going to save the Contempt for when the opponent swings next turn. Opponent is probably going to swing at my face rather than Vivian, but in either case it's going to get Contempted. And that Contempt might be countered because I am against blue. No guarantee. Thank you, Sprite1950, for following. Let's see. Yep, we're going to Contempt it. Is that going to get countered? That's going to get countered. No? It's going to get hexproof. Okay, that's fine. I mean, it's as good as a counter.
Okay, so you've got
Better
this.
Vivian than my face. Oof, fiery cannonade. Nasty. Okay. We're gonna need something here, so I'm gonna play the Ranger. We're gonna dig. Land in a Reaper. That's not the worst thing in the world. I know a Reaper's on top, so I'm not gonna play another creature. Looks like I'm taking 7 damage next turn. Following turn, I guess I play the Reaper and the Ranger to dig just a bit further, just a bit harder. I'm on kind of a clock. I might take more than 7 depending on what my opponent plays. Could be bad. Could be bad. Could be very bad. Of course, we shall see. Yeah, emptying the hand to make it easy. Alright, next turn I probably lose here. Unless I can come up with something. I'm going to play this, and we're going to play the Jade Light. We're going to dig. Yeah, good game. Wow, double forest. That's not exciting. Yeah, that's enough because I can just get shocked this turn, and I don't have any flyers to block. All right, that's 1 loss against 2 losses against Is It Drakes. So it seems that red, blue, and green, specifically red though, red and not green, red and blue are colors that I seem to be having a bit of a hard time with. So we're gonna see if we can pick it up and learn how to improve against those archetypes. Specifically, 2 losses now against mono blue, 2 against mono red, and 2 against Is It Drakes. So I need to know how to play against those. All right, Wild Growth Walker, no, and Seeker Squire. We're actually pretty okay there. I go first. Yeah. I'm going to play the Swamp because that gives my opponent pause. My opponent, for just a brief moment, does not know whether I'm playing Golgari midrange or the Dimir option. Or Grixis. Boros. Or Jeskai. That's not known yet, but potentially Boros. Could also be Jeskai. It's Jeskai. Alright, so now my opponent is apparently not preparing to counter. So I'm going to bring in the Seeker Squire just because it has a bit more defense. The toughness option. Cast down is not really going to help me here, I don't think. So I'm going to get rid of that. Life gain is a good start. Okay. Not looking to counter here either. Okay, so we can counter now because we've played the land. So that means that's probably all the land that's in the opponent's hand. Still not looking to counter, looking to get more land, I guess. Opponent needs more mana to be able to do the things opponent wants to do. Yikes. It's looking a bit slow for the opponent up there. I can bring in the Branchwalker. Hopefully that gives me another land. That's a Vivian. I'll need more land for her. Sorry, she has to go away. I will swing in for 5. My opponent could easily Deafening Clarion here, take out my Seeker and the Branchwalker. But I'm not sure really what we're up against at the moment. Next turn I can play a Midnight Reaper, so if anything does go down, I get card advantage from it. Would like another land in any case. There's the Deafening Clarion, so it's a bit late for too much value there. Okay, there's that other land. I'm actually going to bring those back. I'm going to find the Squire and the Branchwalker. And bring in the Branchwalker. And there's the other land that I need. We're in good shape. Because now I still have the Squire. I can play the Squire and the Reaper this upcoming turn. Opponent really needs to take out the Wild Growth Walker to have much of a chance. Bringing Teferi, there we go, takes away the Wild Growth Walker. That's fine. Bringing in Teferi wouldn't be a big problem, I don't think. So we're going to bring in the Reaper. And I only have one black mana, which makes it really hard to do anything else this turn. So I'm just going to swing him for 2. Bring the opponent down to 7, I think. And we're not in a bad spot. End of turn. See, having access to only one black mana is a bit dangerous here because I only have I don't have access to the Contempts. So if the opponent brings in a Teferi or, for example, a Karn, I'm going to have to deal with those the hard way. Is this going to be +1 Karn? -2 Karn? That doesn't seem very helpful. I didn't think that's what Karn was for. Oh, the treasure. Yep, that's actually quite good. Alright. Bringing in the Squire. Can I get a land off the top, please? Hopefully it's a swamp. That's a Vivian. I'll leave her there. Will I? Yeah, I'll leave her there. Crap. Alright, I think here it's a weird play. I think I swing with both the Branchwalker and the Reaper at Karn. Opponent's going to block one of them, probably. Yep, that one. So Karn lives. I get a trigger from the Reaper, which draws me my Vivian, which I want, but then I can play Jade Light Ranger to dig further. Now I have the Vivian, draw into the Ranger. I really would like a swamp here. Ah, Carnage Tyrant. I don't have the mana for it, so it goes. And there's a forest. I now have the mana for it, but I need another swamp so I can play Vraska's Contempt. Well, you don't get Settle the Wreckage. And there's Teferi. Alright, now I definitely need to do something about something here.
I know my responsibility.
Next turn, opponent can have access to Settle the Wreckage. This is a weird spot. Okay, now I have access to Vraska's Contempt, thankfully. He has access to Settle the Wreckage now? How's that? Well, I mean, yeah, well, if there's one in his hand. Well, no, he doesn't have access to 2 white mana. Is that what you meant? Yeah. Yeah, because he has treasures. I don't think he's going to sacrifice the treasures for the construct, though. Because that's keeping him alive. In any case, I'm taking care of Karn this turn. Teferi's at 5. Countering? Countering the Vraska's Contempt? Ooh. Weird. I think that's the first time one of my Contempts got Expansioned. Weird. Really weird. Not bad. Definitely weird. Alright, definitely got to take care of Teferi. That tells me there's no counter in hand. Because if there was a counter, if there were a counter in hand, probably would have gotten countered. No attacks from me today. Pass the turn. Definitely seems weird. Okay, he's not too concerned about those treasures at the moment. Teferi is Teferiing. Hopefully there's no counters in there because I want to Vraska's Contempt the Teferi next. Back up to 4. Alright. Yeah, I have to Contempt here, I think. Gotta get rid of the Teferi. Is that getting countered? It certainly wouldn't surprise me if it did. Syncopate. Unless I pay 5. Wow. Alright. I guess I just pass turn. Next turn, I'd probably drop in the Midnight Ranger or Midnight Reaper. Vivian also. And then swing in with stuff towards Teferi, even though some of it's going to die. Gotta get in before that treasure map makes this guy bigger. I don't know. Deafening Clarion puts me out of business, I think. Yeah, I think that might be bad. I'm at 30 life, so it's not like I'm in the worst possible position, but Teferi's up here getting very dangerous. I don't have any memorials to Folly. Okay, Teferi is in a very dangerous position. Vivian for dig. I imagine at this point digging for a Carnage Tyrant, unless something gets countered, could be countered. Yep, countered. Wow. Okay, well, Midnight Reaper. Dangerous business. Dangerous business indeed. Yeah. Just gotta do what I can. Yeah, now that's a 6-6. This is getting stupid. 6-6. Teferi's about to be at 8.
Keep up the pace.
So I think I don't block here because I have to swing into Teferi. Niv Mizzet. Okay. Now, it's possible I could still get this job done, but not with what I have in hand. I'm going to concede. Well, yeah, I scoop here. We scoop. GG. Thank you for playing. Yeah, TK Fear's right. We scroop. Alright, I marked that down. That's that was Just Guy Nexus. That's one loss against Just Guy Nexus.
Raise the hype, let's rock.